The month of June was pretty exciting for the portfolio. As you know, I've been out of the country and really busy the rest of the month. So at the end of the day, the portfolio, even though I wasn't really paying attention to it, did a lot of work in the month of June, and it produced a lot of total return for the portfolio. So just to remind you, though, this channel is about transparency. I want to show you what I'm doing. I'll show you my entire portfolio. We'll go through all of the holdings in my portfolio. But not only am I going to show you the portfolio and overall how everything performed, I want to show you how I look at the performance for the week and for the month, just so that you can see kind of how I do that. And as always, this is about education and entertainment. I am not suggesting that you should buy the stocks that I buy or sell the stocks that I sell. I just want to show you what I'm doing to give you a different perspective. Maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't, but either way, it's beneficial. So if you're interested in hearing more about my portfolio's performance in the month of June 2023, stay tuned. Hey guys, Kevin Burgess back again with another video. And today I'm excited to share with you what the portfolio has done in the month of June. So we're going to walk through the entire portfolio and how not only the portfolio is performing, but how it's performed in the last week and in the last month. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Kevin Burgess. I have been in the boardroom of large companies before, working with boards, working with senior management. Not only that, but I've prepared SEC documents like Forms 10Q and 10K. And also the last few years of my career, I was responsible for a committee that managed a $14 billion portfolio. So I'm taking all that I've learned through my career, through working on investments, and I'm putting all of that together and building this portfolio that I want to share with you today. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, this is Simply Safe Dividends. It's one of the apps that I use to track my portfolio. I really enjoy this app, and it gives me a lot of good information. But I'm going to show you another app that I use to get other information as well. So just to remind you, overall, the portfolio is at $1,265,771. And it might be worthwhile for me to share with you the income that I've gotten from the portfolio over the past month. The dividends I've gotten this past month is $5,158 and some change. So just to kind of scroll through those, I will start with the June 1 figures here, starting with Pinnacle West Financial. I think I want to talk about that, or Pinnacle West Capital. I want to talk about that one a little bit when we get to the portfolio. WEC Energy and CMI. You can read through these. I will scroll through them. But there's been some really nice size dividends. So Pinnacle West was well over $300. Cummins was well over $300. Atmos Energy was $154. Johnson & Johnson, almost $400. As I look at IBM, almost $500 from IBM. And kind of scrolling through the list here, you can see these. I'm just kind of scrolling. Whirlpool is up over $500. So you see 563 is in my dividend growth portfolio, while 8750 is in the income portfolio. So that's well over $600 for them. And when I look then at Stanley Black & Decker, it's a little over $500. So some of these companies are really producing a lot of income for me, especially in this month of the quarter. So look at Lockheed Martin is over $400. T. Rowe Price is right at $500. So that's pretty cool. So you can see how these dividends played out. But again, the total amount for the month was $5,158.05. So let's take a look at the portfolio overall. One of my past videos shows that I was looking to reduce the number of holdings that I had. I think I was around 45 holdings at that point. You can see here that I'm around 37 holdings. So, I've reduced that a bit, and I find it to be easier to manage. So let's sort this in descending order. You can see that about 29% of the portfolio is in an ETF called VOO, VOO. That basically tracks the S&P 500. So I'm going to move then to my individual stock selections. You see the top one is Lockheed Martin. It's about 5% of the portfolio. I'll give you the overall gains and losses, but I think one of the more interesting things is what happened in the month of June and year to date. So I'll flip to a different app to show you that. But at this point, we'll look at these in descending order of the portfolio value. So Lockheed Martin, overall, I'm up about 38% on them. Cummins, I'm up about 27%. My third largest holding is Stanley Black & Decker, still down about 18% on them. And I do have planned to, in the next video, to talk about my philosophy of investing. You won't want to miss that. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so that you can see that video when it comes out. But it is going to talk about my philosophy and why I am in Stanley Black & Decker versus some of the other what I call deep value stocks that are out there, like 3M or Intel, for example. You can see Johnson & Johnson. I'm up about 3% on them. Whirlpool down about 19%. So Stanley and Whirlpool are my two what I would call deep value stocks. And again, I'm going to talk about both of those in the next video. Microsoft is up about 19.5% overall. Texas Instruments up 10%. T. Rowe Price is up about 1.9%, and IBM's up almost 4%. Pinnacle West up 16.1%. Now, Pinnacle West Capital is a holding company for a utility out in Arizona. They've had a lot of issues with their commission. This has been probably a couple of years ago. At that time, I started buying some shares, and my belief was that these issues would be resolved in the long run and that Pinnacle West would continue to do well. They have a growing population out in Arizona, so there is a underlying growth that happens for Pinnacle West, regardless of what they do. They've got more and more people using electricity, more and more businesses coming in. So I bought a stake in Pinnacle West Capital, and lo and behold, some of that has come true, and I do believe that there's more upside to Pinnacle West, so I am holding on to them. But I wanted to share that with you because it is one of the top holdings in my portfolio. Then next we have Air Products. Air Products is up about 16%. Aflac is up 35%. Chevron up 42%. So I think for now, what I will do is flip this because I want to make sure that I share with you everything about the portfolio without boring you by going through every single holding. I think what I'll do is I'll sort this and show you the stocks that are my highest gainers, and then I will flip that and show you the highest losers. The highest gainers for me are EOG Resources, Chevron, SOX, which is an ETF of semiconductor stocks. It's up about 38%. I've only been in it about a year, maybe, something like that, maybe not even that long. Lockheed Martin is up 38%. Aflac up 35%. Atmos Energy up 31.6%. If you're looking for a good gas utility, that's maybe worthwhile. However, I do believe they're a bit overvalued at the moment, so I'm not adding any shares at this point. Parker Hannifin is up 29%. I bought some of that recently, actually, right after their last earnings call. Got my it actually raised my cost per share up to $302. But however, the price of the stock now is at $390. So it is really going crazy, and I'm not planning to add any more of that at this point. Lowe's is up 27%. CMI is up 27%. That'd be Cummins. Apple's up 26%. So you can see that there's a lot of stocks in here that are up double digits for me. So let me flip this around and look at the ones that are not performing as well. So out of the 37 stocks, it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 who are actually lower than what I bought them for. And so that means if I have 37 holdings and 7 of them are losing money, then about 30 of them are making money. So that's not a bad track record, I guess. But Whirlpool is down 19%. Stanley Black & Decker is down 18%. I still believe in both of those companies, and I'm holding those. Fidelity National Financial is down about 10%. Kilroy Realty is down about 7.6. The monthly income stock, Realty Income, is down 3.3%. And I just started buying that a month or so ago. Robert Half is down 2%, and Prudential's down 2%. So out of this portfolio, those are the 7 stocks that I'm losing money on. Okay, this is the other app that I use to track the portfolio. As you can tell, it is Morningstar's paid premium service. I have all of my shares in here, all of my portfolios, and all of the transactions. So let's look at some stuff maybe overall in the portfolio. As you can see, this consolidated is the total portfolio. You can see that on the day of Friday, June the 30th, it was up 0.84%. Now, for the week, the portfolio was up 3.44%. And for the month, it was up 8.45%. Now, year to date, 9.89%. So most of the return in the portfolio has come in the past month. Now, let me show you what I compare that to. I compare that to these benchmarks here. I have historically compared it to the S&P 500, but I don't know that that's a fair comparison. As you can tell, the 1 month return is 6.5% here versus almost 10% of my portfolio. The week in the S&P 500 was 2.3 versus 3.44 in my portfolio. However, year to date, the S&P is up almost 17, where my portfolio is up maybe about 10. But I think a better comparison for my portfolio is SCHD, because the intent of my portfolio is to produce dividends, and that's what the intent of SCHD is. That is not the intent of the S&P 500. So, when I look at the performance of SCHD, I see that their performance in the week was actually a little better than the S&P 500 at 2.7. The total return for the month, however, was about 5.3, and year to date, they're down about 2%. So if I look at my portfolio compared to these, I'm kind of in the middle on the year to date. I'm up about 10%. So I'm about halfway between the S&P 500 and SCHD. And that's not a bad place for me because I get current income, but I'm also producing a nice total return. So I'm happy with that performance. So going back to the portfolio, so the first app that we talked about was the Simply Safe Dividends app, and it shows me the total gain and loss, but it doesn't show me incremental in time. So what I might miss there is anything that's going on that's trending in a direction that is not good. So what this actually does for me, I can see what stocks have returned for the week, for the month, for year to date. So when I look at the total for 1 week, let's do the sort on that. We'll see who the biggest winners were. The biggest winners were Kilroy Realty Corp, was up about 9 and a third. Digital Realty Trust also up the same. Texas Instruments up about 7 and a third. Raymond James Financial, which has just been killing it, is up 7.2%. Raymond James has gone up so fast that I have not bought any more of that. I have just a small number of shares of that. I wish I had bought more when I bought, but I was expecting it to stay down for a bit, and I would just kind of average in. EOG Resources was up 7%. So you can see that for the week, it was really good overall. I mean, I could just give you these numbers, or I could just kind of sort through them like I'm doing now. Now, I had one stock for the week that was down in value, which is Pepsi. Pepsi was down about 0.5%, so nothing too crazy there. So if I wanted to look at the month, I could sort that, and I will look at, Stanley is up 26% in the month. Parker Hannifin is up nearly 22. Cummins up nearly 20. Robert Half up 15.69. Raymond James up 15.32. So you can see that the portfolio in the month of June just really killed it when we were up about 8.45% on the month. So I'm sure your portfolio did very well also in the month of June. It was a great month overall for the market. Leave me a comment below about what was your biggest surprise for the month of June. Which one of your stocks was probably the best performer for you in the month of June? Look forward to hearing about that. And I'm glad to be back because, I did miss the community in the month of June. I'm glad to be back in the saddle again. And again, my next video is going to describe my investing philosophy. And what I like to do when I talk about things like that is I like to put pictures together. And I've done that, and I'm going to share that with you on the next video. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a good one. If you are interested in dividend investing and you like videos about investing philosophy and about stocks, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you along. I'd love to grow our portfolios together. And since this video is on my portfolio and the performance in the month of June, I'm going to leave a video right here that talks about the portfolio spring cleaning that I was going to do. Went from about 45 positions down to about 37. So if you're interested in that, go to this video. If you want to subscribe, click here, and I will see you on the next video.